And welcome in. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon here at the 6A High School Baseball Playoff Tournament. And we've got a rubber match on tap today between the 10th seeded Lehi Pioneers, the defending 6A state champions, and the number 3 seeded Davis Darts coming down for the 4th consecutive day. The Darts would love to make it 5 and 6 days in a row. The winner of today's game will advance to the 6A State Championship Series, taking on the American Fort Cavemen. Well, let's go ahead and introduce us. I'm Brian Priest, joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Matthews. Mike, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Another day of baseball. We're excited to see these two teams on a rematch and see if we can right some wrongs from the last time they played. We saw quite a few walks last time and a little bit less of the good play that we had in all the last 2 days. I'm sure both these teams are ready to play today and extend their seasons.
If these teams didn't have a rivalry coming into this week, they sure do now after 2 games in the 6A playoffs. Davis won the first game 5-3 before Lehi yesterday, coming from behind, winning 7-6 to force this rubber match do-or-die game for both teams. We'll give you the lineup for the Davis Darts. Leading off for the Darts against Sawyer Call, the sophomore hurler for the Pioneers. It's the junior Caleb Weaver, committed to BYU. In the 2-hole is senior Owen Talbot. Wally Grant is playing first base and batting third. Jackson Marble at second in the cleanup spot. Carter Garrett in right field batting fifth. In the 6th hole, catcher Brody McGuire, followed by junior shortstop Cayman Sanchez. In the 8th spot, Mitch Osmond makes his first start in the last couple of days. He'll be the designated hitter. And in the 9-hole, left fielder Tyson Baggett. As far as Sawyer Call goes, he has not thrown very much this year, coming in as a sophomore, as I said previously. Call has made 1 appearance on the mound so far this season. So he gets tabbed with a tall order against this Davis Darts team. Caleb Weaver leading off, hitting .356. Well, what do you look for from the sophomore? How can he establish his game to begin?
Well, I don't think it's any different than what we've seen in the past. If you come out and throw strikes and challenge the hitters within the first 3 pitches, good things typically will happen. We'll see if the sophomore, who is fairly inexperienced, will be able to get the job done today.
Call comes out firing 1-1 against Caleb Weaver. Weaver started the game yesterday on the mound for the Darts, went 3 innings before moving over to shortstop. He has been dynamite all season long. I mentioned he's committed to the BYU Cougars. Still has 1 season left in high school, so he'll be back next year for his senior year with the Darts. As Call falls behind 3-1 against Weaver. After Weaver, Owen Talbot and Wally Grant will hit. The first 5 batters in the Davis lineup, all hitting well over 300 as Weaver draws the leadoff walk.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing here out of Lehi's pitcher is nerves. This is a tough position to be put in if you don't have a lot of innings. You know this is a do-or-die match. Winner goes on to the championship, and you can just see nerves getting to the pitcher a little bit right now.
So Call looks to reset after a leadoff walk. Owen Talbot coming to the plate. Talbot had a solo home run yesterday. That was not enough for the Darts to come back and win that game. Talbot's shown very well in the 6A playoff this week. He's hitting .460 for the season. He leads the team with 13 doubles. Also with 40 runs driven in, and his 7 home runs are a team high as well. There's the 0-1. Misses high. Caleb Weaver down there at first base, dancing around. We'll see if the Darts try to put the pieces in motion early in this one, or if they're going to depend on their offense and look for a big inning early. Check on the runner over at first. Davis hitting .344 as a team. And these guys hadn't faced each other until this week. This is the third game, of course, against common opponents. Davis is 7-3, whereas Lehi is 7-6. And the 2-1 misses inside. So Sawyer Call struggling to find the strike zone right now.
Well, Call with an adjustment there. He's been missing away and up. Comes inside, just misses up. Sometimes it takes a minute to get a feel for your pitches, especially in a situation like this. As a pitcher, sometimes when you're not feeling it and you don't have a good release point, you're just uncertain. Sometimes an extra throw to first is up to your benefit because you can try and throw it and get a better feel for your release point.
As Talbot fouls that pitch back. Full count now on the Dart senior center fielder. Call checks the runner at first. Here's the payoff pitch. Misses outside, back-to-back walks to lead off the game. A tough start for the Pioneers and Sawyer Call. So we said coming into this one, this is just Call's second appearance on the mound this season. And we have an immediate mound visit. Coming out to visit with his pitcher is Eric Madsen.
Yeah, this is, a settle down visit. Just, hey, here we are. We've got nobody out, 2 on. We talked about it every day of this week. Just a reminder of what everyone should be doing, slowing the game down. As much as anything, these mound visits are really just to slow the game down, allow for a chance for the defense and the pitcher to refocus. Few words of encouragement from the head coach here, and he'll head back into the dugout and see if the adjustments have been made.
Yeah, just working on settling a sophomore pitcher down. The entire infield comes in and lets him know they've got his back. They're behind him. So let's use this as an opportunity to tell you about the Lehi defense. Gavin Yates in left field, Dawson Brown in center, and Boston Draculich makes the start in right field. Cooper Williams at third, Mays Madsen at short, Ozzie Williams at second, and Cole Ybarra at first. The battery of Sawyer Call on the mound and Brandon Manukin behind the plate. After the mound visit, Call will face first baseman Wally Grant. Grant tied for second on the team with 29 runs driven in. He's also doubled 8 times. Good contact bat, hitting .378. Grant squares around, pulls it back. Counts 1-1. A reminder, the 5A and 6A championship series will be held here at UCCU Ballpark beginning tomorrow evening. 4 o'clock marks the start of the 6A championship series, with 7 o'clock scheduled for the 5A championship series between the Brighton Bengals and the surprise Spanish Fork Dons. It's a bunt. Call gets to it, throws to third, and gets the lead runner. It's a risky play by Sawyer Call, but it pays off for the first out.
Yeah, looking at the speed of the runner running down first base, basically his only play, and Call did a great job recognizing it, throwing to third, and getting the lead out.
So Davis still has runners on first and second. Now Jackson Marble coming to the plate. Marble third for Davis with 4 home runs. The ballpark has played pretty big the last couple of days. We saw later in the evening the ball start to fly a little bit more, but overall, it's been difficult for anybody to get a ball to carry. Marble can't check his swing, counts 1-1. Similar to the last 2 days, it's a light breeze here in Orem. Blowing right to left, maybe actually blowing in a little bit, but we've seen it shift over the course of the day. A lot more cloud cover this afternoon, so you figure the sun may not play as much of a factor as it has.
Yeah, traditionally this 4:30 game has always been a bit of an issue for the outfielders, especially left field and center field, always having to shade their eyes. Sometimes we've seen a few plays as of yesterday, just guys losing it in the sun and just, having a ball fall in front of them rather than being able to make a catch.
Call ahead 1-2. Here's the pitch. Misses high. And strike three swinging. Jackson Marble's retired. The first strikeout of the day for Sawyer Call. And 2 down now for the Darts as they look to get on the scoreboard first.
That is a big out for Call. Guy who's been struggling to find the zone, maybe fighting off some nerves. You've got 2 runners on. You just made a great play towards third base. Come back and get a strikeout. Hopefully that'll settle him in a little bit.
You wonder if just being able to get that chase is going to boost his confidence. Goes back to the well, misses low against Carter Garrett, the Davis right fielder. And again misses inside.
It looks like Manukin wanted to throw call a grounder rather than to come back to him. He threw
we've
about
seen
40
that
feet to him.
a few times this week, and it hasn't resulted in runners being able to advance at all. But it's one of those small plays. It's not even fundamentals. It's just very basics of getting the ball back to the pitcher. And we've seen a few bounced. Counts now 3-0 on Garrett. Pipe strike one. Garrett's taking all the way on that one. Interesting right now, it feels like a little bit Davis heavy with the crowd, and the last 2 days when these teams have faced off, the Lehi fan contingent has been spectacular, filling up these stands. It's just about a 20-minute drive for the Lehi fans versus an hour or more for this Davis team. And let's see if that neutral field advantage evens out a little bit more this afternoon.
Yeah, I expect the Lehi faithful to be piling in here in the next 10, 20, 30 minutes. We'll start seeing that side fill up.
That's Utah Standard Time. We're about 20 minutes late for everything. Call checks the runner at second. Here's the 3-1. Strike two swinging. Good pitch. If Garrett can reach, Brody McGuire will hit. Second full count of the inning.
Runners in motion here.
And misses inside. The third walk of the inning for Sawyer Call. He's walked the bases loaded. Davis trying to strike first. Brody McGuire with an RBI chance.
Yeah, and if you're Davis, This is a start you want to see. Granted, your bats aren't moving a whole lot, but a lot of walks, a lot of pitches. You already know Lehi is a little bit depleted that way. And you are okay with this situation so long as right now you capitalize.
Yeah, if you're Davis, you have to take advantage of this gift that you've gotten in the first inning. Yet to put a ball in play. They've got the bases loaded, courtesy of 3 walks. The 0-1. Fouled back, 0-2 on McGuire.
Call looking on the attack here. Both those pitches very competitive.
Well, you like to see that rather than nibbling around the strike zone. Trust your defense. And the 0-2 misses outside. Good take by McGuire.
A little surprised not to see movement in the Lehi bullpen until just now. Well, on that pitch right there, you saw 0-2. You understand you can't throw him something right down the middle. Your pitcher's been having a hard time finding the strike zone. Catcher had set up way outside. I almost think you got to throw a third consecutive competitive pitch there. Let Call kind of ride out the way he's feeling. That way you don't get him feeling out of the zone again.
A 2-2 count after the foul ball. Still 2 down, top of the first inning. Davis threatening with the bases loaded. And misses outside once again. That's where Call has missed all inning. It's been high and outside. So another full count. Crowd starts to get loud. There's the full count. Ball 4. So McGuire walks. The 4th free pass issued by Call. And the Darts lead 1-0 as they look to make it to the 6A state championship game.
Yeah, and just saw the coaches in Lehi looking down their bullpen, giving them the hurry it up sign.
That's Hazen Elton down in the pen for Lehi. Sawyer Call battling, trying to get through this first inning.
Ooh.
Pitch way over the head of Cayman Sanchez. All 3 runners advance. A run scores. Talbot comes home. Give the Darts a 2-0 lead. And Sawyer Call really struggling right now. And this is a big spot for the sophomore. Hasn't had a lot of experience on the mound. And things can get sped up really fast, and you can feel like you're just swimming out there on the mound. It's a lonely place.
It is, and at this point, you cannot have another mound visit from a coach without pulling him as a pitcher. So he is on his own either until he is pulled or until you can get this final out.
Misses high. Ball 2 to Cayman Sanchez. The Davis shortstop hitting .316. He's driven in 14 this year with a chance to bring in 2 more. And looks at strike 1. Popped it out of play. Mike, I think if you're Davis head coach Joshua Godfrey, you're pretty happy with the way your lineup has shown a lot of patience. The pitcher that they've recognized early is struggling to find the strike zone and not expanding and going out of their way to swing at these pitches.
Yeah, you know for sure he is saying you got to get your pitch.
It's the 2-2. Ground ball through the hole. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. The Darts lead 4-0 in the top of the first. Sanchez with a 2 RBI single. And the Davis fans are elated.
And that is exactly what you want to see if you are Davis. Coach Godfrey hoping for a hit to drive in a few runs. You never have enough in games like this. And you see a pitching change now.
So that's going to be the end of the road for Sawyer Call. A rough start to this game for the Lehi Pioneers. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back with the numbers for the new pitcher, the right-hander Hazen Elton. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Welcome back to UCCU Ballpark. Pitching change here in the top of the first inning. The Davis Darts have played at 4 runs. With 2 down now, Hazen Elton comes into the game, replacing Sawyer Call. Elton making his 9th appearance. He's 1-1 with a 5.73 ERA. Elton has thrown 11 innings this year, given up 13 runs. 9 have been earned. He's struck out 8 against 4 walks. And it's the walks that have been the bugaboo for the Pioneers here in the top of the first inning. Sawyer Call issued 4 walks before giving up a 2 RBI single to Cayman Sanchez. Now Mitch Osmond steps into the box, the DH for Davis. Looks at ball 1.
Yeah, a little bit of a contrast compared to yesterday with Davis issuing over 8 walks, I believe.
And Elton comes into the game and misses on 2 consecutive pitches. And you worry about things starting to snowball for Lehi. It's a big at-bat for the Pioneers. You need to get this out and get into the dugout. Counts now 3-0.
Yeah, and if you're Elton here, you almost feel like you have to press, but you have a runner at first base. At this point, this is when you want to challenge a hitter.
And Elton, a 4-pitch walk to Mitch Osmond. I mean, it's early in this one, but at some point you worry about just the mindset of your team and guys starting to hang their head as they fall behind early.
Well, you've got to understand, taking into account the emotional roller coaster Lehi's been on in the last 2 to 3 days. They have played a lot of baseball. They played a lot of close game baseball as well, so it wasn't just, free riding at all. They've had to work through difficult situations. And you'll see that emotional and physical toll start to take place on these players.
There's a strike. 1-1 now on Tyson Baggett. So after 5 consecutive outside the zone, Elton finds the first strike. And now he induces a pop-up. Foul territory. Does the cloud cover make it easier to see the ball sometimes?
Yeah, as an outfielder, I always enjoy a little bit of cloud cover. It just takes the glare away from the sun. There's no chance of a high sky. I don't think I've ever worried about playing in cloud cover unless it was, shooting rain at me or something like that.
And strike 3 swinging. Tyson Baggett's retired. That'll end the inning, but the Darts scored 4 runs on 5 walks, and it was a 2 RBI single from Cayman Sanchez. The big hit in the opening frame. We go to the bottom of the first. Lehi needs to start coming back early in this one. You're watching 6A high school playoff baseball on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the first inning, Lehi in a hole already. They trail 4-0 against the Davis Darts. Give you the lineup for the Pioneers. Mays Madsen, the Utah Tech commit, leading off, followed by Boston Draculets, the senior right fielder. Batting third, first baseman Cole Ybarra with Dawson Brown in the cleanup spot. Brandon Manukin is catching and batting fifth. Jake Welch, the only underclassman in the lineup for Lehi, the designated hitter in the 6-hole. Batting seventh is second baseman Ozzie Williams, followed by Cooper Williams playing third base and batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup is left fielder Gavin Yates. And Madsen's been swinging a hot bat the past couple of days. Comes into this one hitting .370. We'll see if he can keep the momentum going. Lehi facing a tall order today against junior right-hander Lincoln Green. Green making his 12th appearance. He's 5-1 this year with a 2.14 earned run average. He leads the darts in innings. He's thrown 39 and a third to begin the day, giving up just 16 runs. 12 have been earned. Does a good job finding the strike zone. He's struck out 36 batters against 14 walks. Madsen fouls the pitch away, counts 2-2.
Yeah, you see the approach Davis has taken coming into these games. Yesterday they had guys up in the bullpen almost immediately. You knew they were probably hoping to get a few innings out of each one of their guys. Knowing that if by chance they needed to come to this game and pitch in this game, that they had Green here ready to roll. And you're feeling pretty confident right now. They've got a lot of experience on the mound and a 4-run lead going to the bottom of the first.
Now with Green on the mound, that 4-run deficit looks even bigger than it really is. Lehi, and we've talked about it this week already, a lot of times with these top-tier starters as Madsen flies to left. Tyson Baggett's there. He'll make the grab. But with these top-tier starters, one of the best ways to get to them is early before they have a chance to settle in. And especially now trailing 4-0, you got to get those bats going and find some momentum and figure out a way to slow down Davis.
Yeah, for sure. If you're Lehi here, you want base runners and hopefully get a run. You just want to make Davis remember that you are in the game still and that you are still here present. And if you're Davis, you got to understand Lehi has come back from multiple deficits already in this tournament.
As Draculich grounds to third. Weaver with a strong throw. 2 up, 2 down for the Pioneers. Let's give you the defensive alignment for Davis. Tyson Baggett in left, Owen Talbot in center, Carter Garrett in right, Caleb Weaver at third, Cayman Sanchez at short, Jackson Marble manning the keystone at second base, and Wally Grant at first, and a battery of Lincoln Green and Brody McGuire behind the plate. Cole Ybarra takes high for ball 1. Ybarra hitting .348. Takes the curveball on the outside corner for strike 1. That pitch is near unhittable if Green can land that one all day. Fastball in the dirt. Pitch fouled away. In yesterday's 7-6 Lehi win, Ybarra went 1 for 4 with an RBI. That one hit was a double. He strikes out swinging here against Lincoln Green. So 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. Green does his job after getting spotted 4 runs in the top half of the inning. We go to the second. Davis leads 4-0. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Tab Spending Rewards checking account with 3.5% annual yield interest on your account balances and 1% cash back on eligible purposes, but great rewards are just the beginning. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, 0 minimum opening balance, and no account fees. It's a big deal at Tab Bank, member FDIC. Leading off for the Darts, it's the top of the order, Caleb Weaver. Davis brought 9 batters to the plate in the top of the first inning. Weaver pops to short. Madsen's there to make the catch. That's a big out for Lehi as they look to slow things down.
Yeah, if you're Lehi, you're looking for 3 quick outs here. Get back in the dugout, start shifting the momentum back towards neutral, because right now it is all towards Davis.
Owen Talbot now. Talbot pops up. Another infield pop-up caught by Kolyabara at first. So harmless pop-ups on consecutive pitches. 2 quick outs for the Darts. Hayes and Elton getting the job done. Here's Wally Grant.
Great job by Elton. You can see how he set that tone on this hitter right here. 2 quick outs, so it's an immediate first pitch strike.
Grant squares up, puts a bunt down, rolls foul. Good bunt overall. Good awareness by Cooper Williams to see that ball with the spin, let it roll foul before picking it up.
Now, benefit of playing on turf as a third baseman, you watch that. That ball bounced fair, I believe, a few times before it started heading towards foul territory. You gotta be careful. Lips of grass can sometimes mess with that, keep a ball in play, or sometimes even ricochet it back into foul territory.
And the 0-2 fouled off. Not a foul ball. The umpire says that ball is fair. Davis feels like he fouled it off of himself. The umpires are going to come together and have a conversation about this one. It looked like a foul ball that Wally Grant hit off his own leg.
Yeah, the way that ball looked like it went down and the way it was spinning after it, it looked like it ricocheted off of him. And I think it fooled every single player on the field, including the pitcher. Oh!
And they are going to stick with the call on the field. Wally Grant is out, so 1-2-3 inning for Hayes and Elton. And really good awareness by Elton to get to that ball and not assume that it was a foul ball, making the throw to first. So the Darts go down in order in the top of the second inning. We head to the bottom half of the second. You're watching baseball on KSLSports.com. Potential at Athletic Potential. We specialize in helping athletes conquer pain, recover faster, and achieve peak performance. Whether you're a professional, collegiate, high school, travel ball, or recreational athlete, our tailored approach ensures you are stronger, faster, and more resilient. From personalized physical therapy to sport-specific performance training, we guide you every step of the way. Plus, with remote coaching options, expert support is always within reach. Don't let injuries hold you back. Visit athletic-potential.com to schedule your free consultation today and take the first step towards your best performance yet. Leading off the bottom half of the second inning, Dawson Brown, the Pioneers center fielder. Looks at strike 1 from Lincoln Green, even in the count. That was the first base hit of the day for the Pioneers. Brown gets things started here in the second. Solid single to right. Now Brandon Manukin will hit.
Great awareness by Dawson Brown, not trying to do too much. You lead off hitter, get on base. As I said earlier, Lehi needs base runners and to start chipping away at this lead that Davis currently has.
It's a good opportunity for Lehi just to slow things down and focus. You're unlikely to get 4 runs back on one swing, so just batter by batter, take good at-bats, get on base, give yourself a chance.
Yeah, especially if you have a pitcher on the mound who's throwing strikes, you're going to have to earn these base runners.
Green misses inside. Counts 2-0 for Manukin. hitting .295. And another miss outside, so we'll have a quick mound visit. Brody McGuire heads out to talk with his pitcher. Mnookin looking for a base hit. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. Kind of a struggle at the plate for him. Well, he's been good behind the plate, doing a good job blocking. He's shown off a strong arm a couple of times this week. Back into the box. Here's the 3-0 from Green. And a perfect breaking ball right over the heart of the plate. There's ball 4, a 5-pitch walk for Brandon Mnookin, and the first 2 reach for the Pioneers here in the second. Giving Jake Welch a chance, the freshman DH. Oh, okay. Now coming in as a runner for Mnookin, it's going to be Cade Bailey. That's the speed-up rule in high school, allowing catchers and pitchers to get back into the dugout and prepare for the next inning. Squaring around is Welch. That bunt rolls foul. For
Coach Madsen for Lehi, opting to play small ball. Move over here, good idea. You want to get at least one run in this inning, hopefully more.
And the pitch misses outside. Evens the count 1-1. Welch went 0 for 3 yesterday. Did draw a walk and came around to score. Beautiful bunt by Welch. It's going to be a tough play, and he beats it out. Bases are loaded for the Pioneers. Nobody down. Jake Welch digging down the first base line on a near perfect bunt. And now they're going to overturn the call. They're calling Welch out.
They're saying it looks like he went outside of the base path. I'm trying to impede a throw there and calling him out.
You could see Eric Madsen come out of the dugout, not happy about that call. Welch digging down the first baseline. Well, there's often some misunderstanding about what a baseline is. A runner can establish the baseline between first and second, second and third, but on the first baseline, you see that marker down about 45 feet from the bag, and the base runner needs to be on the left or on the right side of that for that exact purpose. So not only is Welch ruled out on the play, but both runners sent back 90 feet. So still runners at first and second for the Pioneers, but a gigantic play. Instead of having bases loaded with nobody out, they've got runners at first and second with one down.
Yeah, this is a huge call. And probably will have some implications here in the game. Lehi perfectly executing a bunt there. And then instead of talking about an emotional shift, perfect bunt, runners safe at first, you have bases loaded, you have no outs. And you go from that to one out with runners on first and second. Fortunate break for Davis, and you can hear the Lehi faithful who have now shown up are very displeased.
And the Boo Birds out in force here at UCCU Ballpark tough call, probably the right call against Jake Welch, but no matter how you slice it, it's difficult to stomach for the Pioneers. Here's Ozzie Williams. So after a mound visit, Green comes set. First pitch to Williams is roped foul down the first base line.
Yeah, great idea for Davis coach Godfrey to come out and basically rally his team back up after that big time call. Hey, we got to refocus, guys. I'm sure his message was, look, this is the situation. Understand the situation. Let's go do a job right here.
The 0-1. Again fouled away by Williams. After Williams, it'll be Cooper Williams. Counts 0-2. Green looking for his second strikeout. Misses outside. Wanted Williams to chase, not offering.
Yeah, the up and away isn't a bad spot, but it's got to be more up than away, and that one was the opposite.
Another foul ball. Ozzie started the day hitting .337. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, scoring a run in the 7-6 win. Whirls and throws to second, back in safely as Dawson Brown. It's Brown at second, Cade Bailey at first. Bailey running for Manukin. Another foul ball. Back and forth go Green and Williams. Fly ball center field coming in on it. Could be trouble. That ball's dropped by the shortstop. Everybody advances. That should go down as a base hit. Cayman Sanchez was able to get a glove on that ball over his shoulder, but an incredibly tough play. Nobody else had a chance, and the Pioneers load the bases with one down.
Yeah, that ball just fell right between both fielders. Great job by the shortstop to even get a chance to make that play. And bases loaded, one out.
Sanchez did everything but make the catch. A great effort by the junior shortstop. Here's Cooper Williams, hitting from the right side of the plate. Now, you can't help but shake the feeling right now that Lehi has to score some runs in this inning. Already trailing by 4. The tough pitcher on the mound in Lincoln Green, you've got to capitalize right now. You don't know if you'll have another opportunity.
Yeah, aside from the lack of scoring of runs, if you don't score a run in this inning, that is a major emotional letdown for your team.
Bouncer up the middle. Could be a double play. Steps on the bag. The throw. He's out. A 6-3 twin killing gets the Darts out of the inning. Davis maintains the 4-0 lead. You're watching 6A High School Playoff Baseball on KSLSports.com. Welcome back, UCCU Ballpark, day 4 of the 6A High School Baseball Championships held by UHSAA. I'm Brian Priest. He's Mike Matthews, the Lehi Pioneers, trailing the Davis Darts 4-0 here in the top of the third inning. The Darts scored 4 in the first, taking advantage of 4 walks. First pitch by Hazen Elton fouled off by Jackson Marble.
Yeah, tough letdown for Lehi on that double play to end the inning and get out of that inning without any runs. But the one thing we've seen out of Lehi this entire tournament is their resiliency and their ability to shake it off and come back fighting.
A pitch misses low, 2-1. Marble hitting .333. Pieced together a nice day yesterday in the loss. Marble went 2 for 3, scored a run, and had an RBI. There's the 3-1. And a leadoff walk. That's how the first inning started, was with the leadoff walk. And here's Carter Garrett. Garrett walked and scored in the first. Ball 1. Carter hitting .375.
Lehi's stirring their bullpen again.
Foul tip, strike 1. The Davis right fielder went 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday against these Pioneers. Strike 2. Hazen Elton looking sharp. It's a left-hander up in the bullpen for the Pioneers as Elton strikes out Garrett. Strikeout with 1 on. Getting loose in the Lehi bullpen, it's number 19, the left-hander, Ryder Carlton. Carlton is a senior. As a senior, he was one of, I believe it was 8 Lehi players yesterday that were fortunate enough, an experience of a lifetime, at least for a baseball nerd like myself, missing their senior class commencement ceremony. They walked right here at UCCU ballpark before the start of the game at 11 a.m. And it was so cool to watch their families be able to come down. They get their own personal ceremony. That's just a memory these kids are going to hang on to for years.
Yeah, and props to the Lehi administration as well for making sure those boys are recognized.
Roller to third. Throw goes to second for 1. So they'll get the lead runner, Brody McGuire, safe at first.
Yeah, great play by the first baseman for Lehi, having to nearly dive off the bag and catch that ball from going past first base, potentially even out of play.
Here's Cayman Sanchez. Sanchez singled home 2 runs in the first. It's the only hit of the day so far for the Darts. Not often you see 4 runs on the board with 1 hit. Check on the runner back in safely.
Looks like the ball actually got caught up in the glove of the first baseman there. He had to pull it out.
That's always fun when you see a bouncer get stuck in the webbing of a glove or something. Yeah. Pitcher has to throw his glove over to first base. Good times. Strike one, breaking ball from Hazen Elton. Gets the chase from Sanchez. Fly ball center field. Dawson Brown makes the catch to end the inning. After 2.5 innings of play, Lehi trails the Davis Darts 4-0. You're watching 6A playoff baseball on KSLSports.com.
With a TabSpend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. TabSpend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Bottom of the third inning, Pioneers trailing the Darts 4-0. Gavin Yates leading off for Lehi. This is a Lehi team. They come in as the defending 6A state champions. It's a team that knows how to win. But they have dug themselves quite the hole here early against the Darts in a do-or-die rubber match. The third game of the week between these two teams. The winner moves on to the 6A championship to face the American Fork Cavemen. And Lehi would love to get back there. Yates with a leadoff single. Good start to the third inning. Turns the lineup over for Mays Madsen. Madsen had 4 base hits across 2 games yesterday. He went 3 for 4 in the first game, including a 2 RBI double. Was 1 for 3 in the nightcap against the Darts.
Well, you had mentioned the experience of Lehi being defending state champions from last year, and I don't think there's any coincidence that they're still in this tournament now, and it's because of that experience, understanding how to come back and how to win and be a gritty team that's going to be could be a potential championship team for 2 years in a row.
One and 2 on Madsen. He's 0 for 1 today. Popped out of play. After Madsen, it'll be Boston Draculich and Cole Ybarra. Liner to second base, possible double play. Ooh, the throw beat the runner, but pulled the first baseman off the bag. Yates able to get back in safely. And Davis's Joshua Godfrey disputing that call. Yeah, not too strong of a dispute. He gets the explanation he needed. It was a good play by the second baseman, Jackson Marble, making the catch. Heads up, throwing to first as Yates had strayed away from the bag. But it looks like Marble's throw just pulled Wally Grant toward the outfield side of the first base bag. Boston Draculich to bat now. Deep fly ball going back on it. It's the deepest part of the ballpark. Talbot's there. He makes the grab. Couple steps shy of the warning track.
Tough break for Lehi. Last two hitters both hitting the ball very hard. Just happen to be playable on both. However, if you are Lehi, you are hitting right now in regards to green. They're just not falling. And that is what you want to see. In hopes as you continue to have good ABs and make good contact, be rewarded later.
To your point, Mike, Lehi has got 4 base hits compared to just 1 for Davis, but it was those 5 walks in the first inning that really put the Pioneers in this hole. Cole Ybarra at the plate. Oh, we've mentioned the winner of today's game. We'll move on to face the American Ford Cavemen starting tomorrow afternoon here at UCCU Ballpark at 4 o'clock. Taking a look out at the crowd, see a lot of Cavemen coaching staff and players made it out to this game doing a little scouting. Maybe they just enjoy baseball that much. Counts 2-1 on Ybarra. Misses outside. 3-1 now. Lincoln Green trying to battle through this bottom of the third. He's giving up some hard contact, but the Pioneers have nothing to show for it. Fouled back. We'll have a full count. Runner will be in motion at first.
I remember as a player playing in the state tournament and having a day off in between games. I remember I did not want to not be at the field because I didn't want to be disconnected from the tournament at all. And as a coach, our coach highly encouraged us to be there so that we were in the tournament. Even when we weren't playing, we were still getting that environment and still taking it all in.
Keeping you locked in. Fly ball left field deep, but playable. The catch is made at the wall by Tyson Baggett. So Lehi hits 3 balls hard in the inning. They do not score. We go to the 4th. Davis still leads 4-0. Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Davis Darts, it's the designated hitter Mitch Osman. Osman walked in the first inning, was stranded. Bounces foul. Hazen Elton still pitching for the Pioneers. Nobody up in the bullpen at the moment.
We did see Davis send some personnel out to the bullpen in the last half inning. So it looks like as of right now, they're just trying to stay loose.
Leadoff base hit for Osman. And for anybody not familiar with what the term staying loose can mean on a baseball field when you're not in the game, it's throwing a football in the bullpen right now for the Darts. Frequently I've seen guys playing hacky sack in the outfield. There's all kinds of warm-up activities you wouldn't expect for baseball. Here's Tyson Baggett. Baggett struck out in the first.
I'm convinced there could be a good document or a good TV show based on all the things that happen in a bullpen.
Oh, absolutely. Check on the runner at first. One thing I've seen this year is the Philadelphia Phillies have made a game in the bullpen of predicting each night's attendance. The winner gets, obviously some kind of booty prize. I don't know what it is, but when the attendance is announced, that Phillies bullpen just explodes.
Yeah, it's one of the things that makes baseball unique. There's so many little intricate things that are going on the field as well as just barely off the field, both in the dugouts and the bullpen, that keep the game interesting for the players and exciting for the fans.
Baggett puts down a bunt. No throw. So the first two runners reach here in the fourth for the Darts. Back-to-back singles. So now after a Lehigh batter was ruled out on a bunt for running inside the baseline, that's what Eric Madsen looks like he's arguing, trying to say that Baggett was out of the baseline right there, making the throw more difficult, leading to a runner's interference. We'll see if Madsen gets his way. The umpires have gathered up, but we haven't seen him group up and change a call yet. And that remains. Baggett safe at first. And again, the Boo Birds come out. The Lehigh crowd not happy with that call. Davis on the other side, elated. So back-to-back singles. Now the top of the lineup, Caleb Weaver. Dangerous spot for Hazen Elton. Misses outside. Still nobody down in the fourth. Darts with a chance to add some insurance runs. Elton catches the zone 1-1. I've seen more passion from the crowd the last 3 ball games than we have the rest of the week, I feel like. Now, you can tell when the tournament starts winding down and the stakes get up.
Yeah, a lot of baseball has been played. The fans have been here watching. They want the best for their teams that they're supporting, and it does seem like they get more vocal the further into the tournament you get.
There's the 1-2. Weaver bounces to third. Strong throw to beat Weaver. Both runners advance, so 2 in scoring position now for Davis. Essentially a sacrifice by Weaver on that play. Here's Owen Talbot. Began the day hitting .460.
Lehigh's bringing their infield in, hoping to cut off the run at home.
4-run deficit basically forces the hand of Madsen with Lehigh. They can't afford to give up anything else. Talbot's a dangerous hitter. Owen leads the Darts in basically every major offensive category: batting average, doubles, home runs, RBI. He's a good runner. He's got some great speed.
Great take by Talbot here on that first pitch off speed.
And waves at strike 2 immediately behind 0-2. Critical juncture right now for Lehigh. They've got to keep runs off the scoreboard. On the other side, if you're Davis, you're just thinking to yourself, let's keep pouring it on. Pitch misses low.
A repeat pitch by Elton right there, hoping for a second chase. Talbot showing great discipline at the plate not to go after that.
Strike 3. Talbot goes fishing. He strikes out. Leaving it up to Wally Grant with 2 down.
Can't speak to how important that out was, especially with how well Talbot's been swinging the bat. That is a big strikeout for Elton. He's got to refocus here and get one final out to get out of this.
Elton opened this inning by giving up back-to-back singles. He's buckled down, gotten the ground out to third and a strikeout. Setting the stage to escape trouble one more time. Pioneers have been flirting with danger all game.
And I feel like you've got a sense that Grant here at home plate is due for a great hit.
Bounces in the dirt, gets away from Manukin. Nobody able to advance. Looked like neither of the base runners got a good read on that ball. Osman down at third base, took a couple of steps and then stopped. By the time he tried to get it started again, there was no time to score. It's Elton covering home plate.
That's a lonely feeling if you're the base runner on third base.
Elton misses outside, 3-0 now. And that pitch misses high. Grant draws the walk. First base was open. That just means there's a force out at every base now. As long as Elton can focus on Jackson Marble, that walk shouldn't do any damage.
Well, we've seen it all week with this. 2 outs. Great pitch by the pitcher to get the out, and then 4 pitches for a walk.
Strike one. Counts 1-1. Elton set the pitch. Bouncer foul. Counts 1-2. On the Davis cleanup hitter. Top of the 4th inning, Davis already moving through the lineup for the 3rd time. Dart's doing a good job putting runners on base. They scored 4 in the 1st. Still trying to break through in the 4th. And strike 3, Hazen Elton gives a yell as he bounces off the mound. The Pioneers get out of the jam. They don't give up any runs. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Lehi trailing 4-0. You're watching 6A High School Baseball Championships on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th inning. The Davis Darts leading the Lehi Pioneers 4-0 after 3.5 innings of play. Lehi's done a good job getting runners on base. They're out hitting the Darts 4-3, but have not been able to break through against Lincoln Green on the mound, the junior right-hander for the Darts. Green's got 1 strikeout, but otherwise he's been doing a great job pitching around runners on the base. Misses outside to the leadoff hitter. It's Dawson Brown. Brown, the Lehi cleanup hitter. Looks at ball 2. Now 3-0, Lincoln Green trying to settle in here in the 4th. We've seen him a couple times today briefly lose control, but he's been able to hone back in. Offers a 4-pitch walk to Brown leading off the 4th inning. Here's Brandon Manukin. It's the 2nd walk allowed by Green today. And now we'll have a mound visit. Joshua Godfrey coming out to have a word with his pitcher. Do have somebody working in the Davis bullpen. the case with a 4-run lead. You feel somewhat comfortable, but you're definitely not ready to just pack it in and say, we're good.
No, if you're Davis, you have been watching Lehi play all week. You understand how they have come back and won from all sorts of deficits, both small and large. And Davis, it looks like Coach Godfrey's got the game plan. He's not going to let this go too far before he's going to make a change and try to stop all momentum from Lehi.
Brandon Mnookin will bat now. And Mnookin gets hit by the first pitch. So Green has missed the zone on 5 straight to begin the 4th inning. Pioneers have runners on first and second with nobody down, and Cade Bailey comes out of the dugout to run for Mnookin. I'll tell you what, Mike, this is a lot easier when we only have to worry about one game a day.
Yeah, a little different perspective from us.
Just a little bit.
4:30 start. Haven't already watched, 14, sometimes 14 innings plus of baseball. Although the last 2 days of baseball have been great to watch. And hopefully this one will not disappoint either.
So baseball gets loose outside the Davis dugout. Starting to hear some jeers from the crowd. I know umpires sometimes get a bad rap, but I've got to say that in this week we've seen some very good umpiring as we're going to have a pitching change. The call is made on a 1-0 count. Lincoln Green is coming out. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back with the numbers for the new Darts pitcher. Davis leads 4-0 against the Lehi Pioneers. You're watching 6A High School Baseball Championships on KSLSports.com. Back here in Orem, Utah, the 6A High School Baseball Championships. Rubber match between the Davis Darts and Lehi Pioneers. The 3rd time these teams have faced off this week. Lehi won 7-6 yesterday. Davis won 5-3 on Tuesday. The winner advances to the 6A state championships in a pitching change. Coming in for the Darts, taking over for Lincoln Green at Spencer Cannon. Cannon's making his 18th appearance this season. He's 2-0 with a 2.58 earned run average. He struck out 16 batters against 6 walks, giving up 22 base hits in 21 2/3 innings. Good bunt. Strong throw down to first. It gets away. Lehi's going to get on the scoreboard. The Pioneers break through. Dawson Brown comes around to score on the bunt and a throwing error. And the Lehi crowd explodes as they start to feel some momentum building here in the 4th inning. They've forced Lincoln Green from the game, getting into this Davis bullpen. Ozzie Williams coming up next with 2 runners in scoring position.
And Lehi's been in position to try and score some runs in this game, and they have not ever shied away. They have been persistent, and it's finally paid off. Nobody out. Runners on second and third.
So that was Jake Welch. I'm going to give him a bunt single and say he advanced to second on a throwing error by the catcher. Ozzie Williams singled in his only at-bat today. Fouls a pitch back. Timeout called at the plate. Spencer Cannon taking his time on the mound. Misses high with the breaking ball. Counts 1-2 on Williams. Again misses high. Spencer Cannon likely brought in for this matchup specifically, lefty on lefty. Now 3-2, full count. Well, Ozzie Williams. Still nobody down for the Pioneers here in the fourth. Fouled back. Williams stays alive. We'll do it again. It's the atmosphere here at UCCU Ballpark is incredible.
Yeah, those Lehi faithful have been waiting for something to cheer about.
Williams calls time at the plate. Now back in. Payoff pitch. Misses in the dirt. That loads the bases for Cooper Williams. The comeback ways of the Lehi Pioneers continue in the 6A playoffs. They're the defending champions for a reason. They're not going to beat themselves. Cooper Williams looks at strike one.
Good take by Cooper Williams there. Not a ball he's probably going to be able to get a hold of.
The ball evens the count 1-1. Chopper back to the pitcher. The throw comes home. It's late. Cade Bailey scores with a head-first slide. Pioneers cut the lead in half. They trail 4-2.
And a big turf bounce on that swing. Hung up in the air just long enough to allow Cade Bailey to come sliding in head first and score Lehi's second run.
You can't fault Spencer Cannon on that one. That was the only play he had. Like you said, the chopper on this turf is a little bit higher than it would be on a grass field, and that impacts the play. Lehi takes advantage. Only one hit for the Pioneers in the inning. They've still managed to score two, and the bases are loaded with nobody down as Yates strikes out. And Mays Madsen gets a big cheer from the crowd as he strides to the left-handed batter's box. I think this Pioneer crowd knows exactly how important Madsen has been. Not only to Lehi baseball, but Lehi athletics in general. State champion on the football field and on the baseball field. As that pitch misses 2-0. Madsen committed to the Utah Tech Trailblazers, but he's still got unfinished business with the Pioneers. Counts 3-0. Misses outside. That'll walk in a run. That's the third time in the last 2 days that Madsen has either walked in a run or been hit by a pitch to drive in a run. And I remember that specifically because Mays likes to have a bat toss.
Pitching change for Davis. Lehi crowd is on its feet and loud.
So Spencer Cannon coming out of this game. It's going to be Sam Sevi coming in. We'll be right back as the 6A high school baseball championships continue on KSLSports.com. Back here at UCCU Ballpark, the Lehi Pioneers, the comeback kids of 6A, mounting another comeback here against the Davis Darts. They trailed 4-0 after 1 inning of play. They've scored 3 here in the bottom of the 4th with only 1 base hit, 3 walks, a hit by a pitch, and an error by the Darts have given the Pioneers life, the defending 6A champions, and now they will face Sam Sevi, the right-handed senior pitcher. Sevi coming into this game with a 4.24 ERA, making his 14th appearance. But yesterday he pitched for this team and did not have his best day. Sevi went just 1 inning. He gave up a pair of hits, allowed 4 earned runs, and walked 3. So we'll see if he's able to get back into a groove with the bases loaded and 1 out against Boston Draculich. Draculich takes consecutive balls. He's ahead 2-0. Now 3-0, recapping on the base paths. Ozzie Williams at third, Cooper Williams at second, and Mays Madsen at first. There's the 3-0. Strike 1. Sevi finds the zone. Popped out of play. If memory serves, I believe this is the 4th time Sevi has thrown this week. Hasn't thrown a lot of pitches, but he's come out of the bullpen a lot. So you have to wonder if fatigue is a factor at all. Here's the 3-2. Fouled away. Good job by Draculich staying alive.
Yeah, I think anyone would be remiss saying fatigue is not a factor. At this point, it's all about focus and execution on every pitch.
Popped high behind the plate, straight back. Quick timeout called as Ozzie Williams relacing the kicks down at third base. Kicks, is that what the kids call them these days?
I don't know.
I don't know what
of
anything is named by the age group today, teenagers. Riz? I don't understand. Pitch misses high. Back-to-back walks. And we've got a tie ball game in the bottom of the 4th. Draculich draws the walk. Williams trots in to score. And Cole Ybarra coming to the plate. He's the 9th Pioneer to bat in the inning. And this is the home field advantage we were talking about from this Lehi crowd coming down. They were awfully quiet early in this game, but they are full-throated now. Sevi misses on the first pitch to Ybarra. It's a good swing by Cole on that play. Fouls it back to the screen.
Yeah, healthy hack. Ybarra looking to just put the dagger in Davis with that swing.
Bases loaded, 1 down, 1-1 count. Heart of the order for the Pioneers. Strike 2. Counts 2-2, 1 down. Hard hit ground ball. Good play by the shortstop. They get the runner at second. Ybarra is safe. A run scores. The Pioneers take a 5-4 lead. but that could have been a lot worse. Cayman Sanchez makes a Gold Glove stop. And another run scores, just a lack of awareness by the Darts. Davis had not called time. Lehi takes advantage. And that run is going to count.
Unbelievable. Lehi with some very heads-up awareness. Noticing the play was not dead. Runner at third base is watching where the ball is. Immediately takes off for home when the catcher vacates.
You have to think right now this crowd is having an impact on the Darts. The Darts are playing defensively. They are out of sorts. And they have fallen behind 6-4. As the Eagles once said, you can stab the beast with your steely knives, but you just can't kill it. As the defending 6A champs battle back to take a 2-run lead here in the fourth. So after an extended break where the Darts come together just to recollect themselves and calm their minds, we get back to this game. Ybarra's down at first base. We've got 2 down now for Dawson Brown. But before Brown can bat, Joshua Godfrey comes out, wants to have a word with the home plate umpire. He's asking the crew. He's actually asking to have a word with the third base umpire right now to see what the call was on that play. And I feel like this is more frustration than anything for the Darts.
Yeah, things have completely unraveled for the Darts in this inning. Multiple walks, hit batsmen, and now you see a little bit of a miscue in regards to paying attention to a runner, but props to Lehi for jumping on this opportunity. Down 4-0 coming in this bottom half of the inning. Have scored 6 runs to take the lead.
And Dawson Brown, the Pioneers' cleanup hitter. Checks his swing, takes ball 1. 4 walks, a hit by a pitch, and an error, all leading to this disastrous 6-run fourth inning. It's already been a couple of times today where you felt Lehi had to score if they were going to have a chance to come back. They weren't able to capitalize. But the comeback kids just never stop. And Davis is going to have to figure out a way to get settled.
And we talked about Lehi shifting the momentum. All the pressure right now is on Davis.
The 2-0. Strike 1 on the outside corner. A late timeout. That pitch doesn't count. The experience of Lehi, they've been here before, and you can tell. The moment is not too big for this Pioneers team. Well, it seems to be getting away from the Darts. Here's the 2-1. Strike 2.
Big pitch to Brown here.
And the 2-2. Strike 3. Dawson Brown strikes out swinging. But the Darts give up 6 runs. Lehi goes wild in the fourth. So we head to the top of the 5th inning. Lehi leading 6-4 on KSLSports.com. Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spending Rewards checking account with 3.5% annual yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases. But great rewards are just the beginning. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and 0 account fees. It's a big deal at Tab Bank, member FDIC. Leading off for the Darts. In the top of the 5th inning, Davis trying to just collect themselves and battle back. It's the 5-hole hitter Carter Garrett facing Hayes and Elton. Counts quickly 1-1.
Well, we're going to get a good look at the mental toughness of Davis right now. That was a very difficult inning for them. Let's see if they can turn the tide a little bit here and start working back into this game.
Strike 3, Elton strikes out the leadoff hitter. Back-to-back Ks for Hayes and Elton. Everything's going Lehi's way. Brody McGuire coming to the plate. Not only does this Lehi crowd seem to be making a difference in this ball game as the 10th man, but it seems like they know it too.
Well, not only has the team been here before, but a lot of these fans have been here before. They understand the pressure that they can place on an opposing team, and they are making themselves heard right now.
1-0 for Brody McGuire. Ripped back up the middle. 1 out, base hit. So McGuire does a great job settling things down for the Darts. They've got a base runner with 1 down here in the 5th for Cayman Sanchez. Now batting Cayman Sanchez, hitting .316. Sanchez swings over the top, strike 1. Throw to first, checking on the runner. Hayes and Elton has been a little up and down since coming into this game, but he looks like he's really settled in. And strike 2 ahead of Sanchez, 0-2. Madsen comes out of the dugout, has a quick question for the umpire. Now we're ready to restart play. Elton toes the rubber. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3, Sanchez is retired.
What a job by Elton to come in here and throw strikes, getting the strikeout there immediately after giving up a single.
It's now 6 punch-outs for Hayes and Elton after coming in relief to end the first inning. And ahead of Mitch Osmond now. 0-1. Nothing and 2. Elton is doing exactly what we've begged pitchers to do all week long after getting some run support from his offense. He's come out and just locked it down in the 5th, not allowing the Darts a breath. Fly ball left field. Yates is there. He makes the catch. Hazen Elton sets the Darts down in the 5th. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Lehigh with all of the momentum. They lead 6-4 on KSLSports.com. Are you ready to unlock your full athletic potential? At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping athletes conquer pain, recover faster, and achieve peak performance. Whether you're a professional, collegiate, high school, travel ball, or recreational athlete, our tailored approach ensures you are stronger, faster, and more resilient. From personalized physical therapy to sports-specific performance training, we guide you every step of the way. Plus, with remote coaching options, expert support is always within reach. Don't let injuries hold you back. Visit athletic-potential.com to schedule your free consultation today and take the first step towards your best performance yet. And speaking of best performance yet, the bottom of the 4th inning for the Lehi Pioneers. I had them down for 1 base hit in the inning, but the official score did not give out a base hit, so Lehi managed to score 6 runs in the inning without a hit as Mnookin leads off with a single to center. Cade Bailey coming in to run once again for Mnookin. He's already scored a run today after Mnookin was hit by a pitch in the 4th. There's Jake Welch. Bouncer to short. Sanchez, long throw. Beats Welch just in time. Good play by Sanchez.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that Sanchez just makes that it is really not an easy play to make. Had to pick up that ball on a little bit of a short hop, field it high, and then make a long, hard throw all over to first base to get the out in time.
Now, Ozzie Williams, he walked and scored. 1 for 1 in the game. Takes strike 1 from Sam Sevi. Williams tries to get the bunt down. Diving catch made by Caleb Weaver. That's what the Darts need. They need somebody to step up and make a play. And that's what Weaver does. Second out here in the inning.
And it's little plays like that. The shortstop play by Sanchez and Weaver there laying out, making that diving grab. These are the plays that Davis needs to start shifting the momentum back towards them so that when they go in their bottom half of the inning, they can get their bats back up and get back into this game.
Bailey now out at second base, so a runner in scoring position with 2 down for Cooper Williams. Sevi checks the runner. Breaking ball for strike 2. Ball 1 outside. Looped into center field. Bailey rounds third. He'll score. The Pioneers tack on some insurance. They lead 7-4. On the first hit of the day for Cooper Williams. Brings Gavin Yates to the plate.
And Davis nearly out of that inning right there, down to 2 strikes. looking to make a change. Cooper Williams coming through for Lehi to maintain the momentum and score another run.
Not great contact by Williams. He just throws the head of the bat at that ball. Has enough strength to drop it into center field.
And that right there is the benefit of always putting a ball in play. Swings and misses get you out of the inning there, but putting the ball in play puts pressure on a defense, and every once in a while you get hit like that.
Now 2-0 on Yates. Yates 1 for 2 this afternoon with a single. That breaking ball drops into the zone for strike 2. Strike 1, apologies. Catches the corner, 2-2.
Good pitch by Sevi right there. Come back from 2-0 count. Throw a good off-speed pitch for a strike and then paint the outside corner. Oh, yeah.
The runner takes off. They've got him picked off. In a pickle between first and second. Throw goes to Wally Grant, who applies the tag. That'll end the inning. So Lehi adds an insurance run. They lead 7-4 after 5 innings of play at UCCU Ballpark. You're watching 6A High School Baseball Championships on KSLSports.com. Top of the 6th inning, Davis now trying to claw back into this game. They trail by 3 at 7-4. Lehi scored 6 in the 4th, added 1 in the 5th. Tyson Baggett leads off for the Darts to begin the 6th. Was all Davis early in this one. The Darts plated 4 runs in the top of the 1st inning. They've been scoreless since. Lehi waited until the 4th to get the offense going. They've been threatening all afternoon, but couldn't find a way to break through.
Well, we talked about in the earlier innings about how Lehi was hitting balls right at fielders of Davis. And when you continually have good A to Bs and keep putting the ball in play, good things happen. We saw it happen in the bottom of the 4th.
There's the 2-1 from Hazen Elton. Ooh. Fouled back. Good awareness by the crowd getting out of the way of that one. It's the earthquake drill, I think. You just tuck and cover your head, right? And Baggett strikes out. So 1 down to start the 6th. Now the top of the lineup for the Darts, Caleb Weaver, followed by Owen Talbot. If Davis is going to get a rally started, this is the part of the lineup where they need to get it done. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Nice breaking ball. Elton misses outside. Appeal down to first. Weaver able to check his swing. Can't give enough praise to Hazen Elton right now. He came into the game in the top of the 1st inning, relieving starter Sawyer Call. Strikes out the first batter he faces. Went 1-2-3 in the 2nd inning. He's done a spectacular job quieting the Davis bats. There's the 2-2. Just misses. Running the count full.
That was the spot for Elton right there. Pitch on the inside corner, freezes the batter. No call.
Weaver puts a charge into that one. Goodbye, see you later. Solo home run for Caleb Weaver. Davis trails 7-5. Weaver stomps on home plate, gives a look to the Lehi crowd behind the backstop. Davis trails 7-5. That's the 6th long ball of the year for Weaver. And we'll see if that gives the Darts a little momentum.
And that's what you want to see out of Weaver, one of the leaders on this team. Come in, make his statement with a shot like that.
Elton, not deterred, comes right back with strike 1. Talbot still looking for his first base hit today. He walked and scored in the first. Popped out to first in the second and struck out in the fourth. There's the 0-2. Stays alive. Good scoop by Manukin behind the plate. Counts 1-2 on Talbot. Count remains 1-2. Again, misses outside. Trying to get a chase from Talbot. The Davis center fielder showing good plate discipline. Here's the 2-2. Slow roller, tough play. Talbot's got great speed. No throw. It'll be an infield single for Owen Talbot.
And even though that ball was not hit hard, the at-bat by Talbot there shows the poise of Davis right now. This is a team that, although down 2 runs at this point, and in the top of the 6th with limited outs approaching, this is a team that can strike back quickly.
And before Wally Grant will have a chance to hit, going to have a mound visit from Madsen coming out to talk to Hazen Elton. There's no action in the Lehi bullpen. So this clearly a strategic conversation about how they want to face Wally Grant. Remember, 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Double play in order with Owen Talbot down at first base, but it'd have to be a pretty well-hit ball. Talbot's got good speed as well as Wally Grant. Well, this game has certainly turned on its head. After 3 innings, you felt like Davis was in complete control. But 7 runs in the last 2 frames for the Pioneers. And they are forging ahead, looking for their 2nd straight appearance in the 6A state championship, trying to get there and face the American Fork Cavemen. If Lehi can hang on, 3 of the past 4 6A champions will be in that game as Lehi, the defending champs. AF won in 2021 and 23. Grant pops the first pitch up, left side. That's trouble. Oh, what a play! Mays Madsen. Didn't look like he was tracking that ball. Goes to his knees, making the catch. Gets back up, makes a strong throw back in to keep Talbot at first.
Oh, big time play by Mays Madsen. Those are championship type plays right there. Davis is building momentum. Mays goes out, takes a hit away.
Now Jackson Marble will bat. But before Marble will bat, Madsen comes out again. He wants to have a word with Mays. Looks like they're going to check on him just to make sure he's okay. Did take kind of a hard fall. Mays is a football player. He's a tough kid. Imagine it would take a lot to get him out of this ball game. But he does not look very happy right now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a break as the trainers check on Mays Madsen. Lehi leads 7-5 with 2 down in the top of the 6th. You're watching 6A High School Playoff Championships on KSLSports.com. So after a brief delay to check on Mays Madsen after he makes that highlight grab in fair territory down the third baseline, Madsen stays in the game. Hayes and Elton facing Jackson Marble. Pitch in the dirt, bounces away from Manukin. Talbot advances to second, takes a big turn, but he'll stay there. And Madsen immediately comes in from the shortstop position to have a word with his pitcher. Wonder if Madsen saw something on that pitch or if he wants to discuss the strategy now with the runner on second base. So the count's 1-0 on Marble. Talbot in scoring position. Strike evens at 1-1.
With a 7-5 Lehigh lead right now, if Davis can plate Talbot at second and drive it to a 1-run lead, that would be a massive advantage going into the final innings.
Fly ball center field. Brown makes the catch to retire the side. Davis scores a run on a solo homer by Caleb Weaver. The Darts trail by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 7-5 in Orem. You're watching 6A Championship Baseball on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 6th, Lehigh leading the Davis Darts 7-5. A spectacular game. You wouldn't expect anything less from these two teams. Lehigh won 7-6 yesterday. The Darts pulled out a 5-3 win on Tuesday. These two teams don't do anything but play close games. Leading off for the Pioneers, it's Gavin Yates, the 9-hole hitter. After Yates, it'll be Mays Madsen and Boston Draculich. It'll be interesting to see when Mays Madsen comes to the plate. Looked to be in a little bit of pain after making that catch in the top half of the inning. Counts now 1-1. Fouled out of play, 1-2. Yates is 1 for 2 with a single.
We talked about the wind shifting. It is blowing straight out to center field now.
Probably about the most wind we've had all day as well. See if that factors in over the final inning and a half. Here's the 2-2 from Sam Sevi. Misses inside. Good take by Yates.
If you're Lehigh, you really want to get this leadoff hitter on base, start causing some havoc on the base pass, put the pressure on Davis.
Stays alive with the check swing, fouls it back. So a full count for the Pioneers leadoff hitter in the 6th. Bouncer to short, coming in on it is Sanchez, going to have to hurry. Not in time. Yates beats the throw. Should be an infield single for Gavin Yates. The Pioneers leadoff hitter is aboard.
Yeah, right off the bat, you knew that was going to be a really tough play. Ball not hit very well, but hard enough that the third baseman couldn't come across the diamond to field it. Fortunate for Lehigh, leadoff runners aboard.
Madsen takes strike 1. The future Utah Tech trailblazer has been everything the Pioneers needed in this week's state championship run. Setting the table at the top of the order, playing great defense at shortstop, and whenever needed, stepping up as a senior with his leadership and experience, able to offer a word to his teammates. Behind 0-2. Takes ball one. Madsen walked and scored in the fourth. One of 5 walks issued by the Darts in that inning. Fouled out of play.
Sevi has done a very good job in this at-bat. He's hitting his spots. Every pitch so far has been quality, hitting the catcher's target.
He misses outside, now 2-2. You got to give Sevi credit for being able to wash yesterday's performance out of his mind and come back today. Checks on the runner. And Mays is retired swinging with a high fastball. Good pitch from Sevi, changes the eye level of Madsen, and he can't lay off. If Sevi gets into any trouble, there is an arm up in the Davis bullpen. Yates takes off on the pitch. He'll steal second without a throw.
Coach Madsen putting his runners in motion. A very good time, an 0-0 count.
Fouled back, evens the count 1-1. Up in the pen for the Darts is Jake Crowley, senior right-handed pitcher. Checks the runner at second. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2. One-two misses high and inside. Draculich ducks out of the way.
I like the pitch call there, up and in. Eyes have been outside for the whole at bat, just missed up tall.
Misses outside, running the count full. First base is open. The pitch. Popped out to left. Running over, making the catch is Tyson Baggett. Good read by Baggett getting to that ball. Now 2 down in the inning. There's Cole Ybarra. But before Ybarra will hit, we're going to have a pitching change coming into the game as Crowley replacing Sam Sevi after a valiant effort. So we'll take a break. We'll be back with the numbers for Crowley. Lehi leading 7-5 in the bottom of the 6th inning. In the 6A, bottom of the 6th inning, Lehi leading 7-5 over the Davis Darts, a runner in scoring position. In the bottom of the 6th inning, coming into the game, right-hander Jake Crowley. Crowley making his 8th appearance, a 13.12 ERAs. Walked 10, struck out 8 in 5 1/3 innings. facing Cole Ybarra. Barra swings at the first pitch, bouncer to Weaver at third. Crowley gets the job done, 1 pitch, 1 out. We head to the 7th. Davis needs 2 to keep the game alive. You're watching 6A Championship Baseball on KSLSports.com. Top of the 7th inning, Lehi leading 7-5, looking to advance to the 6A title series for the 2nd consecutive year. They're the defending 6A champions, the Davis Darts, looking to break through, reach the 6A title game, taking on American Fork. The series will start tomorrow, but if the Darts are to get there, they've got some work to do. Leading off the 7th inning is Carter Garrett against Hazen Elton. The Darts need 2 runs to force another half inning. Counts 1-1 on Garrett. After Carter Garrett, Brody McGuire and Cayman Sanchez will hit if any of them can reach Mitch Osman, the designated hitter. Garrett looks at strike 2. And strike 3, 1 down in the 7th. The Lehi crowd explodes. So we see the Pioneer fan base start getting to their feet. They've made a difference today, rattling the Darts in the 6-run 4th inning. Lehi taking advantage. McGuire fouls the first pitch away. Elton misses outside. Nobody up in the Lehi bullpen. This is all Hazen Elton. Popped out of play.
And every pitch that Elton is throwing here that gets them closer to heading to the championship series, this Lehi crowd is behind him. Energy is high on Lehi's side right now.
Pitch misses outside. If Elton can get the job done, finish the game here, he's put himself in line for man of the match. He came in with 2 down in the bottom of the 1st inning as the team trailing 4-0. And all he's done is give up 1 solo home run and strike out 8. Mike runs the count full on McGuire. Misses inside. McGuire draws the walk. So the tying run coming to the plate, represented by Cayman Sanchez.
Yeah, and if you're Davis, you are wanting base runners, so it is a nice thing to see a runner at first base at this point. I'm sure Coach Godfrey had words with his team before, telling them, look, we can't do this all in one swing quite yet. We got to have base runners and have good ABs.
It seems like ages ago Sanchez had a 2 RBI single in the 1st inning. Here's the 0-1. Misses outside. Nice dig by Manukin. Throw down to first. Back in safely. Close play. Looks like we have a pinch runner.
Had runner at first base, a little excited. Saw the ball in the dirt, thinking pass ball. Got 2 extra steps towards second. Great pitch or pick by Manukin. Trying to throw him out at first. Just a little too late.
Strike 2 from Elton. That's Strider Proust down at first base. Pinch running for McGuire. So a 1-2 count on the Dart shortstop. Stays alive. Good play made by the third base coach.
Good throw back to the pitcher.
Get it back in quickly. It's fundamentals. And the 1-2. Bouncer to third. Foul ball. Home plate umpire right on top of that one. Cooper Williams tried to charge and get to that ball before it could cross foul. Count remains 1-2, one down. You can feel the excitement building from the Lehi fan base. Strike three looking. The 9th K for Hazen Elton. The Darts are down to their last gasp and one out left for Mitch Osmond.
Absolutely fantastic pitch from Elton right there, painting the outside corner, setting it up for Lehi. One out to head to the championship series.
Let's go Lehi chants start to rise up from the crowd. The Darts still with the tying run at the plate. Game is not over by any means. Lehi 1 out away from finishing yet another comeback victory in the state championship playoffs. And what a comeback it would be. Strike two. Hazen Elton is locked in. Takes a second behind the mound, collects himself. For a berth in the state title series. Misses high. Counts 2-2 now on Osman. Gets a piece to stay alive. Osman, a junior, started the day hitting 143. The Darts season comes down to this. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back. Good battle behind it between Elton and Osman. Bouncer to Madsen at short, flips to second. The Pioneers advance. Lehi will face the American Fork Cavemen, the defending state champions. Complete the comeback after falling behind 4-0. They win 7-5. Mike, the Pioneers have been spectacular all week. The comeback kids, what did you see from them?
Oh, you saw Lehi fall, or Davis go up 4 runs in the first inning. You could feel the wind just go out of Lehi's sails. They knew they had an uphill climb ahead of them. They never were out of this game. You saw it in their ABs, you saw it in their pitchers. Everyone was still in the game waiting for a chance for them to come back. They struck in the bottom of the 4th inning with 6 runs, and from there, they rolled the momentum all the way to the state championship series.
So the 6A state championship series is set, a pair of Utah County teams. The defending champion Lehi Pioneers coming into the tournament as the 10 seed will take on the American Fork Cavemen. The Cavemen, the #1 team in 6A this season. They've won championships in 2021 and 2023. The Pioneers in 2024. So we've got some great baseball on tap. The 6A championship series is scheduled to begin here at UCCU Ballpark tomorrow afternoon, Friday, May 23rd at 4 p.m. First pitch, with the 5A championship series beginning right after at 7 o'clock between the Brighton Bengals and the Spanish Fork Dons. I'm Brian Priest. He's Mike Matthews. You've been watching KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com.